let's talk about everyone's favorite freelancer. One of the most interesting. The one that gets everyone giddy with excitement whenever they appear on screen. South Dakota. We all like South, right? Yeah, she's a bitch. Whiny, stubborn, condescending, blame-shifting, and quite selfish. But that's actually what makes her such an interesting character. She's not as sociopathic as some of the other antagonists of the series. Her motivations are much more grounded and relatable, to a certain extent. She's a bit like Carolina. She wants to be the best, she wants to please the director, and she's struggling to get out of somebody else's shadow. South is easily unlikable, I can't deny that. But I do sympathize with her. I can understand why she's so jaded. When I talked about North, I described him as a golden boy. The problem with that is it makes him uninteresting. He's friends with everyone, all the fans love him, yada yada yada. He has no cracks and his flaws are relatively scarce. Aside from what he does by the end of season 10, he also doesn't have any strong motivations. He follows the rules and just wants to be a good soldier. He's decent, good, plain. The kind of guy you want to bring home to your parents. South, on the other hand, has clear motivations and goals. Her methods of obtaining them are unethical to say the least, but the fact that she goes as far as she does says a lot about who she is as a person and Project Freelancer's effect on her. It makes me want to know more about her, what she's thinking, what she's feeling, the conflict going on inside of her head. She desperately tries to find some way to stand out from her peers. Not only North, but I think the female freelancers as well. Tex's arrival really shook things up, and in season 10, we see how angry and jealous Carolina becomes because of Tex's special treatment. However, South gets even more screwed over. Understandably, in her eyes, both Tex and Carolina get special treatment over her, and this breaks her down. Out of the 4 main female freelancers, South Dakota of course, Tex, Carolina, and CT, South is the farthest from the director's radar. CT was the infamous defector who helped expose Project Freelancer, Carolina is the director's daughter, and Tex, the best of the best, was a shadow of the director's wife. South was just an annoyance, a tool more or less. Nobody cared about her, nobody helped her, nobody liked her. The world bullied South, so South bullied back. You can kind of see this in the Triplets two-parter of season 14. After being mocked by South, we learned that Ohio aspired to be as good as the other female freelancers. But at the same time, she didn't want to lose herself as a person.
I was trying not to do that, as a woman.
What does that even mean?
The top women here are either total hard-charging badasses or phony as shit little ingenues. All I want is meaningful work while still being myself.
On her journey to be the best, South probably lost who she was. Or maybe she was always like that. The 2 episodes really illustrated how competitive Project Freelancer is, and if you're not one of the best, and I mean the best of the best, you're literally cannon fodder. I'm sure this was something South feared. And let's not forget the experiment Project Freelancer put the twins through, which only added fuel to the fire. I find it funny that South shit-talks AI all the time but gets pissed when she doesn't get one. Although, I believe that her desire to obtain an AI stems from her desire to feel significant to the director. She doesn't really care about what AI she gets. I mean, she compares them to appliances rather than partners.
Oh yeah, like a coffee maker or a vacuum cleaner.
That was rather rude.
Oh, cry me a river, lightbulb.
I think this also explains why she was so ready to give up Delta to the meta. She doesn't really care about AIs. She only cares about feeling wanted by the director, by Project Freelancer. Or, to narrow it down, herself. She wants the same level of respect and reverence he gives to the other freelancers. Now, in terms of South betraying North, maybe she wasn't jealous because her brother had an AI and she didn't, but more specifically, she was jealous of Theta getting more affection from North than she was. Maybe she didn't intentionally betray her brother. She just wanted Theta out of the picture. But sadly, North was killed nonetheless. Her taking Delta for herself and abandoning the project at the end of Recovery 1 could be her way of getting back at them. Technically, she was never promised an AI. She was promised to be rated for implantation. But now that she had an AI and no brother, there was no reason for her to stay with Project Freelancer. All this, I think, explains why South is the way she is. She's not a completely bad person. The world abused her and she just tried to get some control over her life, become her own person, prove everyone wrong. But she never learned to humble herself. She made a lot of bad choices and stabbed a lot of people in the back. It's ironic that her downfall came from her being shot in the back, by the stupidest character in the series, no less. I feel you, South. I feel you.
I always thought being a twin was a hard thing. Everyone always finds a way to put you together. It's like you're not considered two people. Even when we were kids, our parents dressed us alike, and when we joined up and got sent to the program, they stuck us together. People thought we were special somehow, I suppose. I used to hate that. All I ever wanted was to have my own life. And here I am now, just wondering how I'm gonna live without him.
Yeah. I wouldn't go worrying about that if I were you.
So that's my number 6 of my top 10 favorite freelancers. What are your thoughts on Agent South? Leave your comments below. Thank you guys for watching and for being so patient. Believe me, I know I take like 10 years to upload a video. I have other things in my life that take priority over this, but I still enjoy doing this. This is really fun. Anyway, if you like my content, go ahead and subscribe. We are on the top 5 now, which will be released periodically. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one.